been a while.
It's been a while. I hate the fucking song. It has been a little while. I don't know what happens.
We've been lifing.
Life. Yeah. What was it we were watching? Oh, it was Pressure Luck a little bit ago. And the name of the show was Life is Lifing. And the lady
That's
whammied
correct.
out. There was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 whammies on that show.
Yeah, that was a lot in 1 hour. That's a lot of whammies.
Right. We're not here to plug Pressure Luck because, well, they didn't choose me for their show, so fuck them. But
you digress.
I digress. It's 48 seconds in, and yeah. So episode 60.
I know, that's amazing. Love it.
We don't have any celebration or streamers.
No.
When we hit episode 100, maybe we'll make that a crazy one or something. I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe we'll do it in the nude.
Oh God.
No. Won't be able to go on.
We'll go back
YouTube.
to Spotify without
right.
YouTube.
That's right.
Then we'll be okay.
All you'll hear is my fat flapping against itself while listening. What's that noise? That's my moves.
So anyway, Norman, what's the episode called?
Yes, ma'am. The episode is called. I don't remember what it's called. Actually, I do remember what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I would do anything for love.
But you won't do that?
I probably would do that. But yes, that's what it's called.
Right.
I love me some Meatloaf. I said that, in fact, when we were looking for songs that kind of tied in. So the lyrics don't really have shit to do with our podcast typically, just kind of the idea of the song.
Correct. Right.
But I played the whole song because it's amazing.
And you danced around an air guitar and everything.
Because it's Meatloaf. Why wouldn't I? You have to.
Awesome.
It's a great song.
Music is just amazing. It just makes you feel good and happy. I mean, it's...
Especially Meatloaf.
The joy that I get from watching people sing and dance, it's so joyous for me to watch them.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just
it's
always
fun.
has been.
Even as silly as people get, and this is,
Yeah.
I'm going to say, terrible a dancer, right? Meaning not
you don't
great
have to be a
dancers,
great dancer. It's just fun.
That's why we like watching those 80s videos where they're just dancing with the shoulder pads. And
Come on. They were dancing. It was amazing. I miss the 80s so much. But anyway.
Terrible. But,
no,
and
it
I
was
grew
not
up
terrible.
at the same time, so don't even
tell me. It was not terrible. It was amazing. It was
a great time.
I was one of those people dancing and having a good time over there. So
I know.
I enjoyed it.
I can't wait to see you on a compilation video at some point.
There will never be a video of me in a compilation.
You don't know that. Somebody might have been videotaping and you'll show up one day somewhere.
I'm going to highly doubt that.
I would love to see that. So yeah, I would do anything for love.
Yeah.
But I won't do that.
Yeah.
It stems from a lot of stuff, and we see it a lot when we're watching these crazy ass shows that we watch, right?
Absolutely.
Because on almost every one of them, so if we watch Love is Blind, we just recently started watching Married at First Sight. Holy fucking train wrecks.
Wow. That show is ridiculously addictive.
It's craziness.
Yeah.
We were only on the most recent season, 18, because it takes place in Chicago.
And the fact that it's 18 seasons in is insane.
So, yeah. And we're only partway through the season. But one of the recurring themes with people is them saying they want it.
I want a husband. I want a wife. I want a healthy relationship.
I want to be married.
Yeah.
You know, this is something I've always wanted.
Yeah. They even said it in their interviews because they go back and play their interviews because that's how the matchmakers match them with the people that they go up. I think they did a phenomenal job with their matching.
Yeah. It depends on the show. But yeah,
in this case,
this
case, this one was one where it totally was.
There's a couple that were really good.
The funny part is that the matchmakers are matching people based on what they are telling them they want in their partner, which is all bullshit.
Well, yeah, that's the messed up part about
it. Really is
matchmaking is unless you know that most people aren't doing it. This isn't Hitch. Right?
Yeah.
If nobody's seen Hitch, you should go watch it. Will Smith movie. It's a great movie. It's very funny. It's Kevin James, Will Smith, Eva Mendes. It's a good example, but he spends a lot of time learning about the person, right?
And getting them to get out of their own way,
right?
Which is perfect.
And he's teaching them to be slightly different than who they are, because who they are has been not attracting people. So he's trying to teach them how to attract the person that they want
by still being themselves.
Yeah,
just a more refined version.
He didn't start that way.
A more refined version.
Yeah, I guess. Okay,
it is. It's a little more. It's like a little more of a cleaned up version, if you will.
Sure.
You know, just because you change your clothes doesn't mean you changed who you are internally.
No, but I mean, he slapped the shit out of him for dancing and being stupid.
Well, yeah, that I don't like, that he didn't let him dance the way he wanted to, but aside from that.
Right.
But anyway.
Unless you're doing something that in depth, most of these places that do professional matchmaking and that kind of stuff rely upon the person answering certain questions.
Yep.
Answering them honestly. And I don't think the people really know what the hell they want when they go in there. They think they want something.
No, I think that's exactly what it is. They don't really want. I think it's more so they think they're supposed to want it. Maybe more what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to want to have kids. I'm supposed to want to get married.
It's the expectation.
I'm supposed to want to buy a house. I'm supposed to. Supposed to.
Well, especially for a lot of these shows, we'll see when the women are like, well, I'm 33 now, so I'm probably going to have kids soon because that's what I want to do. But do you?
No.
Like, do you really want them? Like, there's some that we can watch these shows and go, you would probably not make a good mom.
No.
Not the person you are right now.
No.
You know, you're going to have to change a lot in your life to be a mom.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. You know, the Married at First Sight, it's interesting because they all go in, you know, for those that don't know the premise of this show, you know, we're not here to promote it, but, you know, go watch it. These shows are great examples of what not to do.
Oh my God.
If you're trying to date and you don't know why, go watch some of these shows. You might find yourself in one of these people.
You're going to find your patterns and your...
Yeah. Because you're going to be like, oh shit, I do that. Because a lot of people do a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
Especially in certain age groups, because that's how you grew up and they act that way. But it's also what's holding you back.
You're literally standing in your own way.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And so this show is interesting because the first time they meet each other, they're literally at the altar.
Yep.
They don't know who they've been paired with.
Nope.
They don't know what they look like. They don't know anything about them. It's like, hey, you're married. Go on your honeymoon.
Yeah, and get to know each other.
Happens, right?
Yeah.
And you have to start getting to know each other. The messed up part, though, is everybody still treats it like they're dating. And I know there's some level of that because dating is how you get to know the person.
Absolutely.
But realistically, you have an infinite amount of time, right? You have, if both of you are on the same page, you have until the day you die to try and get to know that person.
True.
If that other person's on board with it.
True.
Most people aren't. They have a timeline. They want to do these things by certain ages and stuff.
Yeah.
But dating affords you the time and the opportunity to still do some of the things you want to do and get to know the person. And it starts off with maybe coffee or a regular old date. And then, you know, maybe a second date happens and a longer date happens. And, maybe we're spending a couple, you know, most of the day together doing these things. And then we have sex, you know, at some point in time coming up in there, whether it's sooner, whether it's later, you know, no judgment. It's just based on
everyone's
the
different.
vibe, right? Is everybody on the same page? But this show,
it's definitely different.
They don't take the opportunity. They go into it and go, okay, we're married, but I still need to take the time to get to know you. And you do.
Of course.
But they still want to act like they're dating them.
Well, and I disagree. They kind of are dating. What I don't like about it is, and this is probably what you mean by this, is that they still want their single life at the same time that they're married.
Right.
So I think that's how you mean it. But technically they are required to, because dating is how you get to, like, the spending the time together is how you get to know each other.
Yes.
But the fact that a lot of these people are like like, I understand people have routines, and I understand, you know, I get up at 5 a.m. and I go to the gym, and then I make phone calls, and I go to work, and, you know, do whatever, and blah, 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 and I eat lunch at a certain time. I only eat certain things. I'm home by 4, you know, whatever. I go to bed at 9. Like, I get it. Right. We know a lot of people that are structured like that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. However, how the fuck are you fitting someone into that structure?
Right. Not and just somebody.
I don't think they're thinking about that, though.
No, they're not. Not just somebody, because so
that's true. A spouse,
right? Your partner.
Yeah.
Not just somebody you're banging every other week or once a week or whatever. Going out and watching movies or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
This is, and it's on Saturday when you're off, when most of the world's off.
Yeah.
The rest of the week, maybe we do some texting or whatever, but that's it. No. This person's at home.
Yeah.
Fucking waiting for you to come home.
Yeah.
Or
you're sharing your life.
You're waiting
with
for
this
them
person.
to come home.
Yeah.
So that you can spend your time getting to know them, sharing your life, planning to have babies, planning careers, planning to buy a house, whatever. If you're not taking that fucking time, you're not going to do those things.
I mean, or how did you not think about it? I mean, I think that's the part that I struggle with sometimes, is that, like, it's like well, I'm not gonna say no one, can't say no one. Most healthy adults don't go into their marriage saying, well, you know, if it doesn't work out, we'll just get divorced.
Sure.
Okay? Most healthy adults do not go into it. Do you know that there's a possibility that anyone's marriage could end at any time? That if you're in a relationship, it could end at any time. Yeah. Everyone, all of us are in that situation. Sure. You're in a relationship, it could end at any time. Person could die, the person leaves, you leave, whatever. Anything could happen. Right. That we all take that risk when we fall in love and have relationships. However, you have to know if it's all about you and your time, again, nothing wrong with that, except how can you say you want a relationship? Do you really want it? Or do you just like the idea of it?
Yeah.
Go play fucking The Sims or something where you're
right.
Go play a video game where you have a fucking husband or wife.
Right.
Because in real life, because what I see is, I'm not giving up my gym time. I'm not giving up my time going out with my friends. I'm not giving up this. I'm not giving up that. Okay, well, what the fuck? Like, seriously, how do you want something like that? You want to, and then even better, you want it to be quality. You want it to be real and genuine and everlasting. How? When you put all those restrictions on it.
Yeah, there's an asterisk in there.
Really?
The asterisk is my terms.
I know, but okay. Well,
there's nothing. So I want to go. I want to go way back, because we did an episode, obviously, where we talk about these types of things with people. You know, you have to make it work, and you also have to. The big thing that we did talk about before is you still have to be able to be your own person 100%. In a relationship.
Absolutely.
If you are a gym person, okay, and that's what brings you happiness, you still, in my opinion, need to find time to make that happen. Absolutely. Because you will lose yourself.
Of course.
You will lose yourself. It can't be everything about the other person.
Right.
But there's a lot of consideration that needs to be taken in.
Yeah.
To make things work and make it last and show the other person they're a priority. I mean, fuck, we talk about this all the time. My schedule is weird. So for those listening, you know, I'm a dispatcher. I'm also a realtor. You know, Tina's busy. We're both busy with stuff. However, and we probably mentioned this before, half the time on the way to work, even if I'm home in the morning. So we get to chat in between phone calls, that kind of stuff. I'm driving to work. You know, Tina may be on a call, and then she'll call me after she's off that call. So now we get another half hour, 45 minutes on the phone with one another to talk. Sometimes it's just
we can't
chit chat.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
It's not anything major in depth.
No.
Every night when I leave work, I call Tina on the way home, and that's because, first off, we have to make time to watch Married at First Sight. And that time is when I get
and
home.
Big Brother.
Right?
And
so my schedule, I work in a second shift job, and it's 2:30 to 11. Sometimes I'll get out a little bit earlier. Sometimes I'll get out right at 11. I drive for almost an hour home. So even at 11 o'clock at night, it takes 50 to 55 minutes to get home.
Yeah.
So, but what we do is we utilize that time to talk to one another.
Yeah.
How did the day go? How did my day go? What's happening? Because if I waited to get home to do that, all we would do is get to discuss that and go to bed. Yeah. Or we wouldn't get to discuss that because we would watch some shows because we're both starting to wind down, and then we would go to bed. And we miss that bond, that time to connect.
Yep.
What we see, for example, on this show, the two that are on there, Michelle and David, who have a multitude of problems. He works a weird shift. So this girl initially didn't like him because he was living in his mom's basement, renting it, paying them rent to live in the basement. It's a flat, basically. So he has his own entrance, etc., his own kitchen, all these kinds of things, right? He's not got a bedroom down there and he hangs out with mom and dad at night and watches TV. So somewhat independent. But she had a huge problem with that.
Yep.
And it's like, well, okay, maybe he's saving up money. Maybe he has saved up money. You haven't even taken time to figure any of that out. You instantly judged him that he's not as far along in life as you are, and that doesn't work for you. And you don't understand why he got matched to you because that's not what you asked for. Okay, fine. But take some time to figure this out. You got matched for some other reason. But what was it? It couldn't have been just one thing that they saw. They took the totality and said, okay, he'll probably be a really good fit because he came across
kind and
exactly. I was going to say that nurturing,
he was kind and considerate and like brought her coffee. Like he was like a natural and it wasn't like, like a positive person.
That's who he is. Mm-hmm. Or that's how he came across. Right. It goes down the shitter later on, but, but it does. Am I wrong? It goes down the shitter later on. And it, the bad part about it is that eventually just, I feel like she doesn't see the pattern of what pushed this issue with him, but what she'll do, what she's going to do. We haven't gotten there yet, but I can guarantee you what she's going to do is use it as justification why she knew it was wrong all along.
Yeah.
See, I told you this would happen. Well, no.
Well, yeah, when you're constantly looking for things to be wrong, you're going to find things to be wrong. Yeah. I mean, that's the reality.
Right. And both of them said, I came into this optimistic and I wanted to be married and stuff. No, you wanted to be married to the person that you got to pick. You wanted them to be exactly your type. You wanted everything to be perfect in this process. And the issue where I was going with it is he works. At least he said he works 2 jobs. We have no idea what he does.
Yeah, we have no idea.
But one of his jobs is a second shift job. And part of it is because he wasn't getting along with his new wife at home. He was staying out later at night, acting like he's still single.
Yeah.
Because it's all shit he would do before.
Yep.
And she didn't bother to stay up at night.
Well, they weren't even living together, remember? Well, they weren't even in the same apartment.
Kind of. I mean, they were and weren't, but.
No, she was living in her house. She wasn't staying at the apartment with him. He was staying at that one. She didn't stay there.
Right. Because they got to a certain point. But even prior to that, they weren't spending any time other than what her schedule was.
Yeah.
There was no waiting up for him to surprise him to say, hey, I wanted to stay up. I didn't get to see you today. I didn't, there was hardly any texts with him. It's fucking ridiculous.
Even like on your days off on a weekend or whatever, if you get a showing, I'll drive in the car with you and we talk in the car on the showing. Right. Or even like here this morning, you went to go vacuum the pool. I went and hung out with you to vacuum the pool. Right. Like, I mean, it's but it's not like, this is how we spend time together.
Yeah. You have to.
Of course. Otherwise because then your lives go separate because then it's like, oh, didn't I tell you that I got a promotion? Or, oh, didn't I tell you that the new person works at my office? Oh, did I tell you I closed this loan yesterday, or I picked up another realtor, or, I got another seller. Or
didn't I tell you I've been fucking my coworker because I don't ever get to see you and I don't really know you.
Seriously,
and I've been spending all the time with them.
It's like the other,
But that's the truth.
I know, because you're not asking like it seems like minutia, but in reality, it's like that's how you stay connected to the other person is
Absolutely.
like, it's not like, hey, what did you tell me every single thing you ate for lunch and dinner today, but it's.
And you don't have to be clingy about it.
No.
And if you are the person that feels like they're being clingy about it, you need to stop and go, okay, are they actually being clingy, or are they making effort to get to know you?
Yeah, like
I'll
drive with you somewhere. I'll walk
your
with you.
schedule is fucked up, or their schedule is fucked up, or whatever. I think if people were to think about this stuff logically when it comes to this, that it takes that effort. For example, with those two, he works second shift. If she's somebody that likes to go work out, which I don't think she is, but if she's somebody that likes to go work out, she can do that when he's at work in the evening.
Yeah.
And then rest up, do what you need to do, take a little nap, stay up to see him. You know how far that will go with a person like that?
Well, the appreciation and the value. Oh my God, he would have loved it if he knew that.
Yeah, he 100%.
Yeah.
And I think if people change the way they think about these things, and put that effort in, they can have the relationship.
I know,
and they can
because you weren't doing it before. Do it now.
Well, what it is if they have an idea in mind of how they want it to go.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't fucking go that way, this isn't what I signed up for. This isn't what I asked for. I didn't, on these shows, this isn't what I said I was looking for. Why did they ever match us? Because emotionally, you were good. All the other stuff is just shit to figure out.
Exactly.
And if you make the effort, you'll figure it out. Or you'll just give up because it didn't fit into your schedule.
Well, and then go back to your other pattern where you pick the wrong person because you like the way they look, or they act like your ex.
Right.
Or they do the things that your ex. Right. Okay. And then when it doesn't work out and you just wasted another 2 or 3 years and then you're upset about it, you have no one to blame but yourself.
Correct.
Sorry, not sorry, but you have no one to blame but yourself.
Absolutely.
Because people don't understand what healthy feels like if you've never had healthy. Because what do we call it? Conditioned trauma? Is that what it was called? Trauma conditioning?
Something
I think it's trauma conditioning, where you've been mentally or emotionally abused for so long and taken on so much blame, or just allowed all this bad shit to happen.
Trained, right?
Trauma trained. There we go. Trauma trained. You've taken all this on to where now your nervous system, this is what your nervous system understands. It understands that this is your fault. This is something this is what you deserve, or what you've got coming to you, because this is what you've always had. And that's a bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
That your nervous system is telling you, because you're letting your brain tell you that.
Right.
And so when all of a sudden you have this person that's kind and generous or considerate, or doing nice things for you, or anything that you're not used to, you either get suspicious and wonder what they're up to, which is funny because it's kind of true, because you're like, why? But then when you start to realize, oh, this is what healthy feels like. I mean, the fucked up part is that people who have constantly been in toxic, because remember, toxic's fun until it's not, right? And so people who are used to toxic relationships, it's the adrenaline rush of the fun and the sex and the excitement and everything else, and then it's done. And then it's, oh fuck, it's reality, and this person sucks, or they stole my money, or we don't get along, or whatever the case may be. And then you move on to the next person and you go through that all over again. Right. That's all conditioning your nervous system to be that way, right? Yeah. Well, the fucked up part is when you do have someone that's doing the exact opposite of what you're used to, you find it boring and you shit on them, and then you destroy something that you supposedly want.
Right.
I want healthy. I want this. I want that. Do you really want it? Like, do you really? Because here's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
You could stay unhealthy. You can stay in your whatever toxic mindset and do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Stop shitting on good people who are there for the right reason.
Right.
Stop shitting on good people who truly care about you and love you and give to you and value you.
Right.
That's what pisses me off is if you want to be that shitbag person and you want to continue to chase adrenaline, you're the adrenaline junkie who wants to jump from relationship to relationship because like we said last time that you love the idea of that you love falling in love,
Right.
you love bullshit.
I love.
Yeah, okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Right.
Stop dragging good people into it because that's what I feel like when we have conversations with people, we have friends that we've had conversations with that are so distraught and sad that they don't even know where to look anymore. They don't know they don't trust themselves anymore. Like, oh God, is it me? Whatever. And so everyone's just kind of giving up. And that's because these adrenaline junkie, toxic, fucking whatever you want to call them, trauma conditioned people are dragging good people in because they want to draw from the good and they want the healthy, and it's like, this is too boring, I can't. And then you fuck that person over. Well, we see it all the time, unfortunately.
And
that's the problem I have.
So a couple things. One, the whole toxic thing, we were watching Love Island, and the one girl, because the guy was so nice, she was oh, give me a little bit of that toxic love.
Yeah.
I need a little of that. What the fuck are you talking about? Do you understand what you're even saying? It's like when we get mad about people talking about obsessed. You don't know what you're actually saying right now.
That's
you
fucked
think
up.
You do.
No, that's
because you don't really fucking know what toxic is. You think toxic is maybe getting a little argument or whatever, or they don't pay attention to you. No. That's not what it is.
Unless we're old and it
leaves a lasting impression. Well, that's fine. Then they bastardize the term and they'll come up with a new one that'll explain what their situation is.
Think about toxic waste dump used to like melt your face and shit.
Right. So. Go watch The Toxic Avenger. He was gross.
But she did ask for that. It was like,
they did.
Yikes.
And they did it twice on that show, and it was two different people.
Yeah.
And when you were talking about that, I thought, and I even wrote it down, it's toxic on their terms.
Yeah.
It's toxic on their terms.
Yeah.
They don't want toxic. They don't want the other people to be toxic.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
point. Because now that's too
you're
much.
A narcissist.
Right, you're a narcissist.
You're an egomaniac. Blah,
right.
Blah, blah. But I could be that way.
But they're but that's toxic.
Yeah, no, you're
right.
And
when they get it, that's not what they wanted.
Yeah.
They wanted a good person that they could fucking be toxic with. That's what it is. And create a toxic
like a pushover, situation. Gullible, shitty person.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, non-shitty person.
Right.
That you could shit all nice over.
Person. Right. Somebody that isn't out for that stuff.
By the way, you could go fuck yourself.
Right. Well, they want to. That's literally what it is, though. It's toxic on their terms.
That's a good.
They're the ones that want to add the toxicity.
Yeah.
They're the ones that want to add the toxicity to the relationship.
I think toxic and adrenaline go hand in hand. That's probably why. Like, I think about my ex-husband. When I met my ex-husband, he was young. He was like 24 years old, I think. 24, 25, whatever. Anyway, he was young. He was 8 years younger than I was. And when I met him, I was 32. So yeah, however old he was, 25, whatever. And good-hearted person, hanging around the wrong fucking people.
Yeah, of course.
So he was someone who truly was trying to find normalcy, value, a good person, that kind of stuff. But he kept finding himself, unfortunately, around the same kind of crap over and over again, right? I mean, you're swimming in the same pool.
Correct.
And the crazy part was, when I first started talking to him, I said, I am not crazy girl. I am not high maintenance girl. I'm not going to be chasing around jealous. Like, he would talk about, breaking up with his ex-girlfriend when he lived out in California, that they would break up, like she would cheat and they would scream and yell and she would throw his shit outside and then he'd go fuck someone else just because to piss her off, and then they get back together and they were back and forth, exes, not exes, exes. And I said, that shit doesn't work for me right from the beginning. I'm like, that shit doesn't work for me.
Right.
I'm not a go back and forth person. I'm very stable and I guess I don't think it's boring, but I feel like for someone like that, it might have been kind of boring.
Absolutely it is.
And I remember having that conversation with him basically as we were getting to know each other. I'm like, I might be too boring for you because I'm just very even keel and I don't want to argue just to argue. And he's like, no, this is what I want. I don't want it. And I believe that he did.
Yeah.
I believe that he did. Unfortunately, after so many years, he got bored.
Well, it's not just that. I think for those folks that live that life, right, that lifestyle, because they're led by trauma and oh God, I don't know, what's the word I want to say? Just the craziness of it all. They do want it.
Yeah.
But they don't.
How do they keep it?
Well, how do they keep it? They do work. They have to do work because they will continue to eventually fall into that old pattern and seek it out because to them there's something about it that seems correct or maybe even comforting to them.
Exactly, because sometimes chaos is comforting to people like that.
Chaos is the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Chaos is comfort. They have comfort in chaos, which is
correct.
I feel bad for them.
Yeah, I knew a couple that they would neither of them wanted to ever work.
Who does?
So who the fuck does? I mean, it'd be great to not have to, but have all the money you need for everything.
Right.
But they never wanted to work. So they lived kind of poor. They moved a lot, the environment was unstable for their two sons, a lot of times.
Yeah.
They broke up numerous times and they get back together without ever having gotten divorced, but they would split.
Okay.
And then they would, when somebody did work, the other one would start working. And then somebody get tired and they quit. Well, then the other one would get pissed off that one quit working, so they would quit working.
Wow.
And it was like, what in the
I remember you telling me
is
about that.
wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Maybe
you
one didn't want to have the other one.
Yeah, they would get jealous because the other one, I don't know what you're jealous of.
You're jealous because you're sitting at home doing nothing.
Yeah. What are you doing? You couldn't afford cable, so it's not like you were watching anything all the time. What are you doing? And why do you want just that? And I say that knowing, like, fuck, if I could stay home all the time and do the things that I want to do, sure, I would. It would be great. But I also know that's not realistic. You're not going to have a better life.
Right.
You're not going to have the things that you want or even need. And you're not setting good examples for those around you by
not for your kids,
playing
especially.
tit for tat. Yeah. Not even just the responsibility part, right? Of working.
Yeah.
And being well-adjusted adults.
Yeah.
Productive members of fucking society. But from a example standpoint of how to interact with your partner, is probably even worse. All you're doing is teaching them to be shitty.
Yeah.
And to be petty.
One up. Yeah, petty is a really good word.
They're petty.
One-upping.
Oh, you're not going to work? Well, neither am I then. Fine.
Okay.
We both have to work or this deal isn't going to help. Okay, yes, that is true. You both, in today's society, both people typically have to work. Yeah. Whether it is literally a job where you go to and you make money, and if somebody's staying home, they're doing all the other stuff.
Yeah.
They're formulating and paying all the bills, tabulating all of that. They're cleaning house, doing laundry, shopping, doing all the other stuff to support
kids.
The household while the other person monetarily supports the household.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
As long as everybody's on the same page.
Correct.
And you're good with it.
Yeah.
And as long as you're not swindled into it, it's maybe a good way. The University of, what is it? University of MRS.
MRS.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That stands for Mrs. for those that aren't following along at home. So
the girls that are groomed to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They've gotten it in their heads because that's what they were taught. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And there is no supposed to be, folks. There's just not a supposed to be. Your relationship is not going to be like your friend's relationship. It's just not going to happen.
Because you're not the same people.
Right.
But, okay, so we talked a little bit about once they have it, about keeping it. What's your thought about that?
So
you wanted it, quote unquote, wanted it. Now you got it. Well, how do you keep it?
And I think we've we've touched on that. First off, the question of do you really want it is the the big question. Yeah. It really is the big question. Do you really want it? Do you understand what it means to have it? Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Yeah. Once you have it, do you understand what that means? What does that take? And this is the part where I think people get confused when they call it work. Yeah. Right? Some might call it work or hard work or takes a lot of effort. Like when we talk about what we do, what we do with calling each other and hanging out with each other and doing the things that we do with each other takes no effort at all.
I mean, I guess it takes consideration, quote unquote, effort, but I don't see it from an outsider's it's effort, but I want to. And,
it's effort that you are putting into the relationship. Right. But is it work? Is it hard? No. Do you know why it's not?
Because we want to do it.
Correct.
Because we're devoted, dedicated.
Because
it's what we really want. We wake up every day and choose this life.
Correct. Right. They want these fuckers want the person to just drop right in.
Yeah.
To their life. Play. To their life.
Yep. They want to plug
and then just keep going. Yeah. And everything works the way they want. Well, that person has a life too.
I know. They forget that part.
They absolutely forget it. Because you're thinking that they're just going to fit right in. Yeah. That's not how it works. It rarely works that way.
And that's the funny part about people that wait till later to get married later. I mean, I lived on my own for almost 10 years. Yeah. I lived by myself. I had a roommate like when I first moved out, but I only had that for like 6 months. And then the rest of the time I lived by myself. And when I met my ex-husband and all of a sudden now I was going to have someone living with me, I remember going, now I got to move shit out of the closet. Like, right. I got to make room here. I got to make room. I didn't see it as like, I didn't want to do this. I saw it more like, I was like, it was, at first I was like, this is weird. It was weird, right? Because I wasn't used to sharing. Sure. Even my sister and I had our own separate rooms when we were kids. So we shared a room up until I was like 6. And then we had separate rooms, right? Once we moved out of the apartment, we had separate bedrooms the whole time. So I pretty much feel like I was always pretty independent with that. So I never had to share. So now all of a sudden I'm sharing my 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment with my future husband. And I was excited and nervous, but I did. I made the room, what are you bringing with you, whatever. And I mean, thankfully he didn't bring a lot of stuff with him. Yeah. Meaning like he didn't have like shit ton of furniture and all that because we didn't have a really big place or anything. But nonetheless, I always wanted him to feel like it was also his place. Right. Because that's the other thing is I know when I moved into my first apartment with my friend's girlfriend, I never felt like it. I was in a room, basically. I mean, I paid half the rent, but I never got to sit in the living room and watch TV because she was always in there. So I never got to do that. She always left the kitchen dirty. Like, I always felt like I was confined to my bedroom with my little 13-inch, TV. Yeah. And it was like, it was kind of shitty. Like, I never had anyone over. I always went out because it just, just, I don't know. So I didn't like that feeling. So I didn't want to pass that along. Right. I want people to feel welcome when you come into my house, you come into my office. I want you to feel welcome, like you belong there.
I think what happens is there are people that live that life. Yeah. And have lived that life. And then when it comes to time to compromise and make it work, they want to have the feeling of the other person, like, I'm not giving up anything. Yeah. We've heard people literally say it on this shit. Say, I'm not giving up anything. You're going to have to do this. What the fuck are you talking about?
What's funny though too is like you think someone's gonna move in with you, and then you're like, well, you're gonna split everything with me, but then you don't want to let them feel like it's their place. So it's like, what? Yeah.
If we're gonna split everything,
I mean, then I'm exactly like then I want to feel like I actually that this is my place too, correct, kind of thing. So I mean, and that's the funny part is how do you have to know this going into it, right? I mean. You have to know that if you're someone who lives alone and this other person lives alone, how are you going to meld, You know, like if someone wakes up, you know, again, what if somebody gets up at 5 a.m. and the other person goes to bed at 5 a.m.?
Right.
Or, you know, someone likes to stay up late and the other person likes to get up early or sleep late, or, you know, the one person works at night and weekends and then they're off. Like my mom,
Yeah.
she worked at the banquet hall when I was a kid. So she was never around. She worked Friday night, all day and all night Saturday, all day and all night Sunday. But she was home Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? So she went to the gym Monday through Thursday. She went, you know, maybe probably Monday through Friday. She went to the gym like after she made my dad breakfast. My dad went to work. We went to school. She went to the gym. She came home. Grocery shopping, laundry, clean the house, da 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 da. I mean, that was always my mom. And then the weekends, she busted her ass and worked all weekend. Yeah. And during the holidays, from like Thanksgiving to the end of the year, she had Christmas parties out. Like we never saw my mom. And on top of it, she was baking cookies to bring to my grandma's house for Christmas. And, you know, whatever. Like, I don't know how my mom did it, but she did. Well, she was a psychopath sometimes for sure. Well, right. But I understand why now. I didn't then, but I do now. But
that also, you know, there's a lot of nuance to this, but I'm going to make the statement of that's also part of probably the downfall of their relationship, the time that she spent away from the house. Yeah, because
the weekends they weren't around. Yep.
Place around different people.
Correct.
Your dad being your dad, you know, not bad. Neither people are bad at all. They're just
different.
That's just what they did. And, you know, he spent his time doing other stuff. And then there's not that time together. Right. Especially as you kids got older, right? Yep. When you got older, there's not as much effort put in that case to spend family time together.
Yeah.
Right.
We always had dinner.
Right. You had dinner.
We did. We always had dinner.
But sometimes I wonder, just like you said, she would get up and make him breakfast or whatever. Yeah. It's a formality because it was expected. Right. Now you're not going to see that from people. You're not going to see that effort. It's just going to be, fuck you. I'm out. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And that's why they split. Yeah. You know, and you bring up a great point, some of this stuff on these shows and others. And it's one of the topics we kind of wrote down a little bit is the intimacy part, you know. Yep. They stay up till 5 a.m. Well, you're getting up at 5 a.m. Well, hey, you need to make some effort to sleep with your partner in the bed. You need to be with them.
Well, that's how Shower Talk started. Them.
Correct. That is literally how Shower Talk started, because every day we would jump in the shower together. Well, at first we would shower at the same time. And then we're like, why are we doing this? In 2 different bathrooms, but the doors were open. We could hear, you know, or whatever. And then
I don't remember. Just one day we're just like, let's just take a shower together. Yeah,
you want to shower together? And then we just started doing it more and more often. Right. But that's also the time that we take to also talk a little bit more. So maybe the morning's been busy and you've been on the phone a bunch. I had other shit to do. But now we can jump in the shower and we can go over some of the stuff that's coming up.
Yeah.
You know, it's because you're already jumping in the shower.
Yeah.
You know, what's a big deal?
Right.
You take that time, you know what time you're jumping in there. If everybody can, I'm not saying the shower is everybody's thing, but there are things that can be your thing and you make those work.
Coffee. Some people, they sit in the morning and have coffee together out on their patio or in their, you know, kitchen or dining room, or sitting on the couch or whatever. Right. So it's like,
wake up and make their coffee
or go for a walk together or whatever. Right. It's like, it's just those. But I mean, again, I feel like the people who when you've been single for a long time and you're right. And that's the thing. Yeah. When you're single for a long time and you've taken care of yourself and you have a schedule, it's, you know, again, you want like, okay. So for example, we have a friend that lives here in the neighborhood that we know, he already knows he doesn't want, at one point he did want a relationship and had one and was putting in the effort.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part was the other person was an energy vampire and was going through a hard time not getting along with her ex-husband. She had kids and whatever. And by the time she'd hang out with our friend, she had no energy left for him. And he wakes up at like 4 o'clock in the morning because he goes to work early. And, whatever, but he was staying up later to hang out with her. Like, so he worked around his normal routine was to have her around.
Energy
but
she had was to dump.
Correct.
She would come over and dump all of her drama.
Correct.
And then she would be exhausted.
Yeah, and then she'd fall asleep, and he'd be like,
"Sorry, I wanted to get that out there
and
because
then he'd
that
be
was
like,
something that would happen.
I could be in bed right now because I got to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So I think he made a good effort to try to make it work, but at the same time, I think it was just she was just not. She was a nice person, but she just wasn't the right person for him. And I think. There's times though I laugh at him because he's so routine that even his kids who are in their 20s are like they
laugh at him.
They're like, dude, you gotta we gotta help you out here because you're not like he's too. I think he's too routine, and he's like our age, so he's like how
I think right, and we've seen
how much longer are you gonna go?
We've seen both on these shows where a person is older. I'm going to say older. They're in their 40s, right? Early 40s that want a relationship that never had a long-term, long-lasting relationship, maybe a couple years at a time,
That's
right?
kind of crazy to think that too, that someone in their 40s never had long-term.
Right. Or even some of them have had longer, but they're like, well, I'm at an age where they could easily say, well, this is how it is. I'm set in my ways and I'm going to do this. But there are also those people that are successful at making things work because they go, okay, I'm not successful because I'm not going to be successful.
Right.
Because I'm allowing myself to stay in this way.
Right.
And expecting everything else to come to me.
Right.
And work the way I need it to work.
Ego is definitely a relationship killer.
Yeah.
Ego's an everything killer.
Right.
Friendship killer, work relationship killer.
Right.
Political killer.
Right.
Religious killer.
It's all terrible.
Ego is just like literally a killer of humankind.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
And the funny part is if you think about ego, Earth Guide Only is what Wayne Dyer always called it, is what it stood for. It's not even real. It's not even real.
Yeah.
Earth Guide Only. It's not even real.
It's a perception we have.
Correct.
It's almost a perception of being slighted.
Yeah.
Because you're getting slighted on something or you think it, so it's all self-serving.
Yes.
It is nothing but self-serving.
Yes.
And you have to be able to put it aside if you want to make something last with someone.
Sometimes we do.
And
and not in a way where you're like allowing yourself to be a doormat and abused and settling or anything like that. It's more so like, I thought I was going to have the 6'3" washboard ab guy that also is like Prince Charming or whatever, or the hot model blonde who also likes to do laundry and give blowjobs or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, sometimes it's not all there. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like,
they don't all like to do laundry.
It's not. It's not real, but I mean, but sometimes it's like not real anyway. Like it's like
unrealistic.
You just didn't like on the show that we're watching. The person matches everything you said you wanted, except you're looking at them going, "It didn't come in the package." Like it's like having, it's like having birthday wrapping on your Christmas present. It's still a great gift, but it's weird because you don't like the way it's wrapped in birthday paper.
Yeah.
It's still an amazing gift and it's still what you want inside the box, but you don't like it because I don't like the birthday wrapping. It's supposed to be Santa on here, not that.
Right.
I mean, like literally that's what it is.
I could see that happening,
it's not right? Because wouldn't you be disappointed if you're like,
feel weird about
it's weird. It's supposed to be Santa, but it's not. But you're still like, oh my God, that's my Atari in there and my Pitfall game and whatever. I'm so fucking happy.
Right.
But I don't like that it was wrapped in birthday. So it causes like this internal conflict. And then that's when you start looking at, oh, look, he has crackers in bed. Oh, look, he licked his envelope wrong, or he left the car door open. I mean, like all of a sudden now all the shit
slams it too hard
becomes wrong just because now you're suddenly starting to look for shit to be wrong.
You're nitpicking everything.
Yes,
right, correct.
Because it didn't come in the fucking package that you wanted it to.
Right.
But it's like, and again, we already know there's the people who are like, well, the attraction's important. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But let's go to what I said. Tell them what I said about these people. When they're talking about the attraction, what do I say? Just fucking kiss already.
Yes, right. I was trying to think of which we talk about.
Just fucking kiss already.
Yeah, so that came from, and we wrote it down because this may wind up being a topic, a longer topic. But on the show,
like, come on,
everything else is working.
Yeah,
they're getting along well. They're learning about each other. Even though, so on Married at First Sight, there's this Hispanic couple. She's hippy dippy, right? Mm-hmm. He's not.
No, he's analytical.
He's analytical, business minded, kind of. I think he likes to talk about how he's business minded because he's running a business, but that doesn't mean he's, fucking Harvard MBA or anything like that.
Yeah.
But he's doing it to his credit.
Yeah.
He seems like an okay. He's all right. They're both okay, but they're okay. But they're spending time. They're spending time. They're learning about each other. They're talking. She's learned from him because she knows that having a job in general, but being stable when it comes to finances and stuff is important to him. And she's learned some stuff as to how to be more business minded.
Yeah, because she was saying that the universe will bring her everything she needs.
Right. And
after she quit her job.
It will. It's called starvation and death. That's what the universe will bring you if you don't fucking work. That's what the universe will provide, is a doorway into the next realm for you. And I just came up with that. I fucking love that, by the way.
Okay.
I know. I just pat myself on the back. However, they keep saying they're, well, we're just not there as far as the attraction goes yet. They're both decent looking people, other than his stupid mustache that he has right now. But they're actually both, I would call them attractive.
They sleep in the same bed.
Right.
But they've
not kissed other than at the wedding, and they haven't had any sex. And they've been together several weeks now, like 2 months.
7 or 8 weeks now, yeah.
You listen.
Just like fucking kiss already.
Kiss already. Try it. Everything else is working. Do some romantic shit that might get the energy up. And they've done some stuff where it seems like the energy would be up. That's when you take the opportunity to go, okay, I'm going to kiss this motherfucker and see what happens here. Because if ye old vagina dries up when you kiss him, then there's probably not an attraction.
Well, remember,
if his stuff shrivels up and goes inside, it may not be an attraction.
Remember on Friends when Monica wasn't attracted to Pete?
Yeah. And then she
kept going. And he was on quite a few episodes, and he was like madly in love with her, and she was just like, I just can't. And I go out on dates with him, and I'm trying, and I just can't. And she said, I'm just not attracted to you. She finally said it to him, because she said, I'm running out of places to kiss him. She kissed him on the forehead. She'd give him a punch in the shoulder. And then finally she kisses him, and then he goes, okay, bye. And she's like, wait a minute, shut up. And then she kisses him again, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh my God.
Right.
And then they became a couple.
Right.
I believe that shit's real.
And then he got beat up by Tank Abbott.
But I think that shit's real.
Yes.
That's why I'm like looking at these people going, how are you sleeping in the same bed? And I'm not saying maul each other. Like, I'm not saying that, like, when we went out.
Something's got to happen.
We had it. I said that was something we needed to figure out.
Right. So Tina and I had this, when we were talking early on, we had a very good texting relationship happening. We had banter, we had attraction, there was all kinds of stuff happening, but we hadn't done anything physical. Hell, you hadn't even seen me.
That's correct.
But when we went out the first time, that's one of the things that we had talked about ahead of time.
Correct.
Right. And you have to see if that's going to work, because that is part of it. It's not, it had nothing to do with how each of us looked ultimately. It had to do with, okay, we have all this other connectedness. Is it a make or break, right? Because if I kissed like a no-lipped fucking Fire Marshal Bill or whatever, I'm all teeth or something.
Or you did the tongue darting shit or something.
Yes, right. If that was the case, you'd probably be a turnoff, and you'd be like, oh, it's not gonna work,
But that's because that's the real the real physical attraction, though, is the real physicality.
Right.
In my opinion.
Right. And the thing that they're not doing on the show is that thing. No. They're not trying it. And how do you listen?
Not even like holding hands or none of that. Like it's like you're missing out on the easiest intimate things.
They're like in their late
30s. A lot of them are in their late 30s even.
Well, some of them are. But the one guy who's in his early 40s, the other girl's in her 30s, they've had sex. Yeah. And it's helped their relationship.
Of course.
They've bonded. There's intimacy as part of that. And we're not just saying go fuck somebody.
No.
We're saying if you're feeling them in other ways, okay,
hold hands.
Test the limits a little bit. You don't have to go all the way. Let's go all the way. I can't help that. But try something. Do some other stuff that's going to maybe spark that fire.
Yep.
I don't know how they lay in bed next to each other for 2 months.
I know. I don't know. And not even like cuddle. Because she said, I like cuddles and kisses.
Right.
And he's just like, yeah, I'm not there yet. You know, even
what?
Like there's people that pay people to come and cuddle them in bed, for God's sakes.
Right.
Total strangers that'll pay you to come and lay in bed with you.
Right. Well, and the one
this
couple
is your
on there,
wife now.
The one couple on there that's just, they were doomed for quite a while because of ego and all this shit. She tried, and he got upset about the fact that she touched his junk.
Oh,
but there was history that early on he had put her hand on his junk.
Yep.
Like, oh well, here it is. This is something maybe we'll do later. Like, here you go. I don't know if it was a sampler platter or something.
I don't know, but then it was like, then he was mad because it wasn't his idea or something.
Yeah, later on he was mad because he wasn't there. He wasn't feeling that attraction. Dude, first off, you set it up and then you want to act like you were violated.
Yeah.
Because your wife touched you there trying to spark something. That's not unheard of.
Right.
That's not bad. That's okay. Like, what do you want her to do? She's trying to connect in every aspect. So I don't know. I don't know,
but I think that's the other part though, is like, again, if it feels weird because you're used to being with a douche or bitch,
right?
High maintenance, whatever the fuck you want to call it, someone who's not good for you, but you like the adrenaline rush and you like the feeling that you get of fake external validation or whatever the hell it is that person provides to you on the outside. When you're with someone who doesn't have those same attributes or doesn't give you that same whatever, you might be surprised. Think about Monica and Pete.
Right. Think of Monica and Pete.
Think of Monica and Pete from Friends. Go watch that episode where Monica kissed him and was like, holy shit. Like, I almost missed out on this because I wasn't willing to take a minute. Because honestly, is it really a big deal to kiss another person? Like, again, like you said, don't go fuck them, but go kiss them.
I think in their brains, they're stuck on something else. Because if you laid next to an attractive person for 2 months and slept in the same bed with them, what is the likelihood that you aren't going to have some sex? What is the likelihood for 2 months next to a person that you get along with and they're attractive?
I know, that's like, I don't know what we're missing or what they're not telling us in editing. I don't know.
I wouldn't be, you and I, if we laid in there, and don't get me wrong, okay? and I'm thinking of their age too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if these people were 50 and they're like, okay, well, maybe they can be more patient in between. But still 2 months? Come on.
No, I know.
If we laid in a bed together, there's no way I'm not copping a feel or trying to do something with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some people aren't sexual. I mean, or some people are. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, and the thing is,
if you're not sexual, you're not going to get along with the person that is sexual.
Exactly. Oh my God, isn't that the truth? But also, like, even just like holding hands or spooning or just a cuddle. I mean,
right.
I mean, we watch Big Brother and you see some of these people cuddle on Big Brother. You have guys cuddling other guys on Big Brother just because some people are just like, they like to cuddle. It doesn't necessarily have to be sexual, but that's also, remember the story I told about with that first time I went to that wedding?
Yes. Right. On your own.
Yeah. When I went on my own and I had a total stranger put his arm around me and I was like, oh, this feels nice. But it was like a total stranger.
Right.
And if it didn't matter who it was, the point was it felt nice. And it's like, I could have been like, hey, like, let's get to know each other or whatever. If I was in that mindset.
Sure.
Just because I realized that it felt good to have a man's arm around me and to like rub his hand on my arm. It was like, oh, that's as comforting.
Yeah. Well, so, that reinforces my point.
Exactly.
Because
that's
what
I'm
saying. Perfect
saying.
stranger that you're getting something from. This is a person that you're spending
married
time and
to.
having a relationship with. A little slap and tickle is not going to hurt anybody.
I don't know. I mean, that's why you have to figure that. I would think that on this show that people would be having sex right away, like on the honeymoon. Maybe not right away on the honeymoon because they only knew each other for a day. But in reality, like, but I also think that the point of the show is they know what their type is per se, right? Because remember I said I like blonde girls with blue eyes, or I like, Hispanic guys, or I like whatever, right? Yeah. So they knew those kind of things already. So when they physically came out, they were all like, oh yeah, this is my type or whatever, right? Yeah. So physically they were their type. Which is interesting because they got what they asked for.
Right.
But then this physically typed person was doing things that the other people they've been attracted to that didn't work, their relationships didn't work out. They weren't doing the shitty things that those people did to break up their relationship. Right. And so now they're like, I mean, that's the part the part I struggle with a little bit is, what exactly is it that you don't like? Which tells me, yet again, you don't really want this.
You don't know.
You either don't want it, or, as we said from the beginning, you want it, but you don't know what to fucking do with it once you have it.
Right.
And if that's the case, let the other person go then, because that's not fair to them.
Which goes
back
back
fair to them.
To the title of the show.
It's not fair.
That they will not actually do anything for love.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. We're bringing it all together.
But that's
the truth.
No, it is.
Was the entire point of the title, because if you want to make it last, and we're talking about within reason, right?
Look at what Alan was willing to do.
Right. We're talking Alan as a character, or not a character, is one of the people on the show. The guy
spent $3,000 on
the
clothes.
Guy is successful.
He went and got
Invisalign because his teeth are a little crooked. They were his character, right? It wasn't like some snaggletooth looking fucking redneck or something.
He still was willing to. I mean, God bless him.
He went and got different clothes, all in the names of trying to
look better for his wife,
better and be more attractive,
physically attractive to him.
Right? Because she said he's not the type that she's normally physically attracted to. Mm-hmm. Because she likes gym rats, basically, is what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Or people that shit all over her because she has no self-esteem.
And then got mad at him when he basically said, "Oh, I'm glad you're not who I thought you were. That's who I thought you were." And then she got mad.
Right.
Did you get mad? Did you get mad, sweetheart, because you hit the nail on the head, and that's exactly who you are?
Right. You were triggered.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Because that's who. I wish that everyone didn't just talk to me about that. This is who I am. That I go. I'm a pretty girl who fuck
likes
off.
the party.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what you fucking did.
Correct. Every
and
single
you
night.
cheated on top
every
of
single
it.
night.
So good for you.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, I think people just they don't know what it is, and they're not willing to put the effort in.
Then stop saying you want it.
Correct.
Just stop saying you want it. You know what it reminds me of real quick is it reminds me of when I'm telling myself I'm trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
I ain't fucking trying to lose weight. I mean, like now I am, but
right.
And the times when I'm not in my life.
Right.
And I'm like disappointed. I got on the scale, it didn't move, or it moved the wrong way, or I'm feeling blah or whatever, and I'm not feeling good about myself. And I'm like, I'm trying, and then I'm like, I sit down and I'm like, no, dummy, you're not trying shit.
Right.
You're literally not
thinking
trying
about it.
Right. I want it, but I'm not doing what I need to do to make it happen.
Correct.
And then you know what? I'm at peace with it then. Because I'm admitting to myself, I said I want it. Well, if I wanted it, I would do it because I know me. And if I want something, I'll do it.
Right.
And for whatever reason, at that moment in time, I'm not doing it. That's just the way it is. But at least I can acknowledge that. A lot of people won't acknowledge it. Right. They say they want it. Like George Costanza, I'm going to be in that relationship for spite. Like he literally does shit to spite. Right. He's going to stay with this woman. He hates her to spite.
Yep.
Because he's like, I'm not, because someone said I was a bad boyfriend, and I'm gonna stay with her because I'm not gonna look like I'm the bad boyfriend.
Right.
And it's like I feel like there's people that are really like that.
Of course there are.
And that's really sad.
It is sad.
And leave the good people alone. All I'm gonna say is leave the good people alone.
It goes back to exactly what I said. They can't because they don't want the bad people. They want the good people because they want to be like the good people. But
can't have them.
They bring their toxic bullshit into that, and they turn the good people into bad people.
Stop doing that. And better yet, good people, stop letting those people do that to you.
See, and now every time we get, to the end of a podcast, and we should have named it Stop in the Name of Love. Maybe another one. But
episode 60, baby.
That's right. Still going strong.
Yeah.
We know
we took a little hiatus just because, but
it's
we're good.
Life. Yeah. But we're still here. We're still here. Keep talking to us. Send us your stuff.
Yes. Thanks for listening as always. We appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. Go check it out. Go back and listen to the original ones. Always the basis.
The ones on Spotify only.
Talk about. Yep. Yeah. I know it's weird. You have to listen. You can't just watch it.
You're in the car.
That's right. Play it one way or the other. But anyway, until next time.
Thank you for listening.
Right. That's all.
Okay. Bye.